So what do you think about these new presidential candidates we have running now?
Well, I think we're in a mess. That's what I think. The one that's already in there has shown that he is inept in many areas. There's been a lot of praise put upon him for what he's done as far as bin Laden and Muammar Gaddafi and a few other terrorists that have been put away. But I don't know that that's something that could really be attributed to him. I mean, Bush started this stuff and he didn't stop it when he left office. It was still ongoing when this character took office. And anything that would ensue after that fact, credit still goes to Bush, in my opinion. The few things he's done as far as foreign policy in other countries still doesn't help us very much. And if it is to help us, it's to help us in the long term. We need some quick fixes right now. People are hungry right now. They're out in the streets right now. They're out of jobs right now, not 5-10 years down the road when this character is, back in Chicago, wherever it is he wishes to be, Hawaii, and resting comfortably and still collecting on his very sorrowful tenure as president. And as far as the Republicans and who they have in there, Kane is embroiled in sexual scandal. Mitt Romney is a crazy cult person with his religion. This Bachmann woman, she's this wild-eyed, frowsy person who goes around making, accusations about people and what they're doing. Newt Gingrich, well, what can I say about Newt? I mean, they're all just puppets, on a stage, being pulled apart by the power brokers and the lobbyists and all that sort of thing. Someone had said once that I should run as president, but to my chagrin, I wouldn't make it, because someone has to go to Washington and clean house, first of all, before you can start doing anything to clean up the country. You got to clean up the seat at which the country is run. There's so much corruption in Washington, it's not funny. It's too much payback. It's too much pay it forward by the power brokers and by these lobbyists and these special interest groups. They control who's in the White House. They control. Then you add to that fact that there's so many people in Congress and in the Senate and all that sort of thing who've been there for 20 million years, espousing the same old crap, doing things the same old way. Well, sometimes you got to change. If things don't work the way they used to, then you have to switch over to something new, try new things. And that's what those people in Washington fail to understand. They want to do the same old thing. They want to live their same old fat cat lives. They want to, just live richly. And that's not helping anybody but them. So if I were running for president, I damn sure wouldn't lie to the people and say, I'm going to do this for you and I'm going to do that for you, knowing darn well I can't. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I would tell you what you need to hear, so that when the time came, you would have a full knowledge of what's going on in the country, and with me running the country. First thing I do is I get rid of all that old crap and start new. That's why I wouldn't live. I would not go into the presidency with a big party. Every time a president gets elected, there's this big inaugural ball where they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on 1 or 2 nights. I would say this, I'd break the chain. No, I'm not going to have a party. I came here to work. I came here to roll up my sleeves and get to work, to put this country, pick it up off its ass, and put it back on its feet. At which time, after the first 4 years of my presidency, if I've done something that has made you happy, if I've put extra money in your pocket, extra food in your refrigerator, made the gas that you put in your car that much lower, and you somehow I'm getting emotional about this. If you feel that I've done a good job and you want to give me a party, so be it. But I'm not coming in here partying. There's too much work to be done. And that's the problem with especially this guy that's in there now. He's Mr. Rockstar. You know, he's got his big fancy jet, and he's got his limousines, and he bounces down the stairs, you know, and he just goes from place to place, smiling and profiling and rolling and rubbing, you know, elbows with the hoi polloi, and the country has gone to hell in a handbasket. That's the first problem. We got to get rid of this rock star mentality and get down to the nuts and bolts of running the damn country. Jobs are what's needed around here. Good paying jobs, not some little job that some teenager fresh out of high school could do. When we're talking about high rents, high gas prices, high food costs, high insurance costs, health care, education, we don't need a job making $7.20 an hour. Again, I say, $20 an hour minimum wage is not out of the ballpark. It's what's needed. What happened the last time you went to the store? You came home with 2 loaves of bread and a pound of bacon, and you were out of $50.
Exactly.
So, I mean, these little single-digit or jobs nowadays, that's crazy. We're living in the most technological advanced time in history. People have been in outer space and back. They've walked on the moon and back. Have touched some of the deepest parts in the ocean. And you mean to tell me that you can't afford to pay somebody, at least $10 an hour and provide them with health benefits?
Yeah, they say it's ludicrous, but saying that is ludicrous is what really is ludicrous.
This whole political system in this country is a joke. I've said that before. I stand by it. The news media, they feed into garbage. That's something else that needs to be changed. There's so much irresponsibility in the media, especially the news media. My God, how long have they been like that? I can remember quality journalists like Sander Van Oker, Harry Reisner, Chet Huntley, David Brinkley, the great Walter Cronkite, who gave us the news. The news, not what some stupid celebrity is doing, or who's divorcing whom, or this person bought a new Ferrari. News, things that were pertinent to our very lives. These were quality journalists. These pimple-faced, pitiful messes that they put a camera in front of today to give you what's news is ludicrous. Ludicrous. They'll spend hours on a high-speed car chase. We all know how they're going to turn out. They're going to run out of gas, or the police are going to catch them and slam them down on the ground and handcuff them. They don't need to waste time on that. And the way they lean to one side on the political arena, it's just nuts. And I know that there is possibly a time limit here, so I'm going to have to come back with more on this subject because it's a powerful subject and it's one that needs to be dealt with. So stay tuned for part 2 of me taking on the political jerks. Stay tuned.